Welcome to transmissions from the heart of the hive. We are Kat and Sabrina, and we welcome you here today for another powerful conversation, this time around embodiment and integration. If you have not watched the previous episodes of this series, I encourage you to start from the beginning. But if you are landing here with us today, please know that it is exactly right. And that time is an illusion, and you're exactly in the right place to receive this transmission. And I invite you to join us first to get grounded, to ground and open to receive whatever messages from the bees and the higher consciousness and the beings of light that come through in this shared transmission, in the shared field. So inviting you, if you are able to close your eyes. Of course, it's always your choice. You don't have to. And getting your feet on the earth, on the ground. And if you're sitting down, really grounding in your root. Allowing your body to melt into the chair, the seat. If you are standing, if you're walking around, just take a pause and get your feet on the earth. Connecting to the heart of Gaia. Pachamama, Mama Earth below us, the mother that holds us, that grounds us, that reminds us of who we are, of our beautiful hearts, of our beautiful essence. And I invite you to take a deep breath in together with us, in through your nose and out through your mouth, releasing the day. And 2 more breaths actually, 1 more through the nose and a deep exhale. In and out. I am safe to be here. I am grounded in my body. It is safe to be me. It is safe to be here on this earth. And bringing your awareness to your heart space, maybe placing a hand on your heart. And remembering that in your truest, purest essence, you are love. You are the energy of love, the frequency of love that often forgets, that gets dragged around by the programs, by the noise of the mind, by the noise of the world, the distractions, all the things. And this moment now is for us to join together in the hive, imagining the golden honeycomb, the structure of the hive, of our golden hive, emerging all around us, as if we're gathered in one giant circle. And feeling the presence of the spirit of the bees, the collective consciousness of them, beginning to emerge and buzz around us. Reminding us that we are coherence. We are love in motion. Just as they are a beautiful example of that. And I'm already hearing, remember who you are. Remember the truth of who you are. Remember the fullness of who you are. Remember your gifts. They are so needed at this moment. And 1 more deep breath together into the heart. How sweet it is to be alive today. How sweet it is to have another day to play, to explore, to remember. And we welcome you here. All of you is welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay,
Thank
Sabrina.
you.
What
Thank you,
do we
Kat.
have today?
Oh my goodness, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much, sweet sister. I feel that legacy of honey, which is something that we will be exploring and reflecting upon in gratitude today. The connection that we all have, the legacy we are all creating The hum of the hive is so alive. The buzz is strong. Connections are being made. Collaborations are taking place. Evolution is continuing to expand our space collectively and individually as we continue to be present together in the golden hive with each other through this beautiful connection, shared coherence and vibration and intention. It is such an honor and a gift to be here with you, to be in this space, to be of service, and to bring through transmissions from the heart of the hive. And we were reflecting earlier today on just how far we've come and just how much we have experienced together through this beautiful journey. And it feels like it's just the beginning of the journey and also like a full circle completion moment of one spiral within the greater cosmic creation and patterns, because we know there are many spirals in creation and in nature. And so to be able to remain open, curious, and in wonder to this journey and to this unfolding as it presents in the moment has been such a beautiful experience. It's been humbling. It's been profound to say the least. So just for a little bit of review for anyone who may be just now joining us, as Kat mentioned, there are plenty of beautiful transmissions to go back and receive if that feels aligned for you. If not, feel free to join us here and now and explore from here forward as well. But I just kind of wanted to review a little bit about what we have already covered so far. The bees have brought through so much honey, nectar and pollen and all the things. And so we traveled together through remembrance, remembering who we truly are, the nature and origin of us. We discussed and explored and have been actively embodying, which we'll talk about more in a little bit, sacred collaboration. And so remembering truly that we were not meant to do this alone. There are so many bees just waiting to do this together. This is the hive mind mentality. And we've explored sacred creation, learning to follow what is truly calling us and inspiring us in the moment. We've explored sacred structure and how sacred geometry and creating a life intentionally can hold, that can hold our expansion, right? So this is, again, we talked about in that one, the balance of the energies of the masculine and the feminine, the being and the doing, and the the ideas and bringing that through and then actually creating from that. And then we discussed alchemy and how all of this has truly transformed us. And then now we arrive in the embodiment of all of that. And so I am excited to, as we come to the end of this arc of this spiral, Kat, to explore together just what embodiment means at this point in our journey too. So I would love to hear what you would like to share around that.
Thank you, Sabrina. I was hearing when you were speaking, and I wrote it down. What am I being asked to step into? Because there is something that feels like, and this is for me, for you, and for anyone listening, there is something that feels like a stretch, like you're being asked to expand and be stretched. Because embodiment to me can take many different forms and presentations. You can hold an embodiment of an archetype, of a god or goddess or a consciousness, right? You can hold the full aspect of who you are, of your soul, with all of its multidimensional aspects and pieces of the puzzle that you are as this multidimensional self. And it can also be just pure light, or a quality like love, compassion, or gratitude. And as you become fully an expanded embodiment of that, you walk this earth, leaving this trail of light, seeding compassion, seeding gratitude, being like a megaphone for the frequency that each one of these qualities represents. So when I ask the question, what am I being asked to step into? What are you being asked to step into? And you might have a very clear idea to lead in my business, or to be a more mindful mother, or a more involved member of my community, or something in your partnership, in your sacred union. And as you contemplate that, what version of myself am I becoming? Am I grounding here more fully? Am I exploding into the world? That is the piece that's trying to come in as that embodiment. That is the piece that's coming and becoming integrated in the fabric of who you are, in this temple of your physical body, of this physical expression. So that then you can, with full certainty, with full this power, you're able to then take the next step with that new fuel, with that new frequency, with that more expanded, fuller version of you.
That's so beautiful. Yes, that new perspective, right? Because through that learned and then lived wisdom, everyone around us gets to witness that and then have their own experience, right? That even stems from that. And so it's so beautiful, because now I'm seeing visions of like the tree of life, and every little branch, every new little sprout, right? And it's never ending. It's just these little tentacles. And I can imagine it now under the ground as well, right? With that whole network of it's just always expanding and crawling and connecting. And wow, that's so beautiful. Thank you for bringing that
I'm
through.
hearing the word emergence.
Yeah,
Emergence.
emergence. Yes.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
spirit is descending, your soul, like all of the pieces, and you are emerging as the full you.
right.
The one that doesn't even have an idea to go hide or play small or listen to the negative Nancy voice that's in your mind, but is emerging in the full light, stepping into the full light.
Yeah, and then they're showing me too, like the lemniscate, where you, as we're going through these spirals, right, we are submerging, and then, right, to go into the
Descending,
experience, yeah, to then
descending and rising.
emerge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
emerging.
yeah. So that's really beautiful.
And
And
I'm seeing Venus, you know that image of Venus coming out of the ocean, like
oh,
naked, like that's the other, it's like it's
right, it's like let
time.
me be seen naked, right?
Yes,
My
yes,
bare.
yes,
It's like
yes.
a whole new world
Yeah.
I'm seeing. Right?
Yeah.
Because every moment and every new experience does invite us to see it that way, right? So anyways, that's really beautiful. And thank you for the invitation for everyone, because when we do go into that self-inquiry and that self-reflection, that's when we really get to mine the gold, the golden nuggets. And so just some more examples, I shall say, of ways that we can take these little bits, these experiences, and really truly live differently because of it, little small ways. Maybe we're speaking our truth a little bit more, or we're setting a little bit more boundaries, healthy boundaries. Or maybe we're now trusting ourselves more deeply because of what we've been through, right? But either way, it's funny how every experience, just like we choose differently than we did before. We have the opportunity to choose differently than we have before, right? So yeah, embodiment is really powerful. And I also want to touch on how it's a consistent process, right? I question myself sometimes, and I catch myself. Am really embodying this, right? I'm saying this, I'm learning this, and how am I actually embodying this, right? Because that can look different and it can change over time. And then also being sure to not be hard on myself if I don't feel that I am, embodying as much as I should or could, or you know what I mean. And I don't like to say the word should because we don't want to should on ourselves. but yeah, is it what are your feelings around that? What does that bring up for you?
Well, every single thing you see as a shortcoming or a missed opportunity is a lesson for the human, right? It's to say, okay, so Kat was holding this vision and the vision didn't play out exactly as it was presented in my imagination in the field, right? So what could Kat do differently now that she has a higher perspective, higher awareness? And that's the spiral. The spiral never ends.
That's right.
We are a little different, a little more present, a little more aware, a little more mindful, a little more courageous.
Yeah.
So much of this is about like the quality of the heart, the courage to bust through the programs, the programs that keep us on autopilot, that keep us from taking action or doing something that in a different way than we would have previously done before. It's courage.
Yes.
Like it's
Yes.
that's the courage, and I'm seeing Sekhmet. It's like
the lion
courage,
from
the lion. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes courage to choose differently and to act differently.
Yeah.
And embodiment is, you can be a monk meditating in a cave and embodying the consciousness of Buddha, or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. And that's great, and it's serving its purpose, right? It's you become a beacon of light that's spreading this light all through the planet. But for each individual, there's also other ways to serve that we are being asked to tap into, because your embodiment, your expanded consciousness and embodiment of the qualities, the archetypes, whatever it is you're playing with, is here to be of service to the whole. Yeah. And this is not, I'll be selfless and I serve the whole. It's just remembering that we are all one. We're all part of one body, like the bees. Yes. They're shared consciousness, shared field. Yes. So,
and what's happening for us is for everyone.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're all mirrors for each other. So when we share, I'm having a realization, I went through the situation, I could do this differently. Someone might have already gone through that, or they're in the middle of it, or they too experience the similar experience, and it opens for this wisdom, this embodied wisdom, right? To be then shared and to be of service to many. And it feels like that's why we're called to do these transmissions.
Yes.
It's
I
like
agree with that.
We show up for that because somebody might take just one phrase of what they hear here. Yes. And it's for them it's the gold, it's the honey that shifts the mindset, shifts the energy, shifts the way that they move forward.
Yeah. And I love that, and this process that we're speaking about is never ending. And also, and because of that, it takes time, right? So it's like this wisdom, it gets this honey is stored and preserved, and then it's integrated and held right by us. And then we pause and we let it sweeten, and then we share that honey with everyone. And that is our gift. That's one of our gifts. And I love that you were asking the question of like, what am I seeing? How am I seeing this differently now, right? Like, what has shifted within me? What am I now ready to leave behind? And what am I now ready to carry forward with me? And these are, self-inquiries that we can revisit often, I feel, because they're just so beneficial. And let's talk more about yeah, because this leads us into the legacy of the honey, right? Once the embodiment is presenting and happening, then we are truly, like you said, leaving this legacy of honey, like the bees say, behind for the world and for our ancestors. And, it's not just about like what we're leaving behind for them someday, right? It's something that we're actually continuing to create in the now moment through the ways that we're living and embodying these teachings and these experiences. And so every single choice, every word, every action, every moment of courage, like you talked about, right? It's rippling out into the field and affecting the whole collective. And that's powerful because like that was a hard one for me to grasp in my, kind of like awakening journey to things. I was like, how, I'm just one person. How could I have that much impact, right, in the world? But truly, energetically, we really do. If you think about it in quantum physics, they talk about like one particle or whatever being able to be felt, seen, heard, whatever, like way across the whole universe. And it's like, how is that even possible? Like my mind still has a hard time, wrapping around that concept, but it truly is. And so I love how it really truly, the honey that we create individually truly does nourish the whole field. And so we never really know the full impact of our healing, our kindness. I feel like when I go out to the store, I love it when someone smiles at me. And if I'm having a bad day, that lights things up. And I love doing the same, because just that one small intentional bit of energy sent out is like a pollen. Like now I'm seeing it, it's like a pollen. There are certain flowers that do this too, that squirt out the the pollen out of the flower. It's just like here. So anyway, I don't. That's a funny visual, but that's really cute. But yeah, how do you feel about legacy and how intentionally creating the legacy throughout the golden hive in our lives and all of that?
So the flower example is beautiful because not all flowers do that,
Yeah,
right?
true.
We're not all meant to be speaking on a stage,
That's true.
spreading that pollen, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone has their unique expression, their unique gift, and a unique way the package is being wrapped, right? And it's just
Yes.
remembering that and also not looking, we can look externally for examples of how to show up, what legacy looks like, right? But ultimately, it is by going within and remembering that you are indeed a fractal of the whole. Richard Rudd, the founder of Gene Keys, talks about that beautifully, how we are all fractals in this fractal arm that goes back to source, where when one fractal remembers, it's like the other ones begin to ignite as well, and
Right.
the consciousness begins to shift on the of the whole. It's, and there are many
Right.
examples of that, right? The 100th monkey, the
Yeah.
Maharishi meditation experiment. Like there is
Right.
how a few can influence the whole, right?
I
To
love that.
me, legacy is, I was having a conversation with someone this weekend how our kids, if you're a parent, our kids truly are our greatest legacy because we will pass and they will stay our grandkids and so on, the lineage, right? So if you're a parent and you are itching to build a business legacy or whatever it is, or a community, the kids truly are one of the main ones, because
Mm.
they are sponges that are being infused with all of our programming, our shadow, and our light. So what we infuse in them into this legacy that will continue as our earthly lineage is that's something to keep the awareness on. And then
Yeah.
there is the two aspects to legacy, right? We can approach it from the ego and create a grand vision and justify it, and this is my legacy and this is what my tombstone will say. But the soul will always remind you, you're here to leave a legacy of love.
Mhm.
Now, how does that become expressed? Don't think about it. Let your heart give you images, inspiration, sensations. How? And that smile at the grocery store is the first step,
Yeah. Oh, I
right?
love
Because
that.
when you're in
Yes.
that frequency, miracles can happen and you're
Yeah.
in the flow.
Right. That's
And
so
it's not
beautiful.
editing yourself. It's not, what will the other person think? Notice when
Right.
the thought arises and choose differently.
Yes. 100%. I love that. Thank you.
But it's the legacy of, sorry, one more thing.
Yeah.
I like to to share with my clients, with friends, with anyone I cross paths with, really this reminder that we are the gardeners. We are the bees, we're the
Hmm.
pollinators, and we are also the gardeners in our
Yeah.
role as humans
Yes.
who have the intellect that is to work with the heart, that is to connect to the higher intelligence. And we are the gardeners of this beautiful garden. And this beautiful garden that is Earth is just a mirror reflection of the great whole, as above, so below, of the cosmos, right? So
Yes.
as the gardener, what is your the legacy that you're leaving as the gardener in this Garden of Eden that is returning to its full bloom, to its full perfection?
Mm.
And we may think about it, okay, what do I do outside of myself? But the garden is also within.
Hmm.
And everything we see outside of us is a reflection, it's a projection of what's within us. So
Hmm.
the garden starts within, the legacy starts within of this human, of this manifestation of spirit and form. And
Yes.
then it gets projected out. So although you may not be the flower that shoots pollen consciously out on purpose, know that the legacy of you, of what you are, of how you carry yourself, of how you share, of how you speak to your neighbor, all of that, that is the greatest legacy that gets to be planted in this garden.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's so beautiful. And yes, on behalf of the Golden Hive, our legacy is our presence. Our legacy is the way that we embody love, like you said. And it is truly becoming women who remember, who are willing to remember, right? To soften and to truly live from that heart space. And thank you for being a beautiful embodiment of that in this world, sister. I would love to share a transmission from the bees about legacy and embodiment. So I invite you to relax, take a deep breath, and just receive these honey codes, these words of wisdom from the bees. Of the bigger picture, all the things for you to know. This is our gift that we so joyfully bestow. Golden, thick, rich honey, a vessel of protection, carries these living codes through each divinely designed connection. For your greater purpose and your journey here today, each code will guide you in its own unique way. You need not know how just yet. Some things are felt, not understood. Trust and have faith. Lean in to your sisterhood, for their support is priceless, their love so near and dear. Join your hive, your sacred network, and allow yourself to feel held here. The beautiful courtyard you share together offers all the support you need. So move with joy, with gentle purpose, and follow what calls you to lead. For when the colony is buzzing in shared delight, each of you glows brightly your own unique and colorful light. And with all of these radiant lights aglow, the future shines so brightly. Let us light the world with love in our hearts and share this honey freely. It is here on this earthly plane where we get to come and play, to co-create with one another now and offer our gifts in our own sacred ways. I will bring you all together, whispers the buzzy little bee, swift and graceful in her movement, showing you who you're here to be. For time carries a gentle urgency, and she moves with clarity. Hold steady in your light and energy, and you too will see, with your intention rooted in love and truth alive within your heart, you help all to remember their own unique and vital part. And the hives come together like a great symphony, singing praises of the heavens, awaking deep epiphany. Through oneness and unity we gather as one, a divine mission remembered, already begun. For all those in need, still learning to see the light, the love, the divinity within thee, with love from the spirit of the honeybee. And so I invite you, as you receive these beautiful words, as you're feeling that honey within you, to reflect and ask yourself, what kind of legacy do you wish to create? And in what ways might you desire to practice deeper embodiment in your life? I'm breathing deeply into those self-inquiries and any intentions or ideas that may come through. Thanking with gratitude all sparks, all inspirations and ideas. You are held, you are supported, you are appreciated, and you are needed in this great tapestry. And we are grateful for your presence in this journey of life as we continue to explore and expand through the spirals, through the patterns, through the initiations, the expansions, the evolution of the all, individually and as one. This journey does not end here. The honey is always alive and flowing within you. You are the remembrance. You are the collaboration. You are the gardener. You are the creation, the creator, the structure, the alchemy. And now You are also and have always been the sweet embodiment of it all. Thank you for walking this path with us. Thank you for listening and hearing the call. Thank you for answering, being, and for your presence. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. The visual that I was receiving while you were bringing through that message was of a crystal quartz, where if we think about the planet and the temples, the pyramids, the ancient structures, the churches, all the magnificent structures left for us by our ancestors and by ourselves in other incarnations. Each temple, each structure plays a part on the great grid around the earth. And these temples, if you can think of them as crystal quartz pillars, right? Light is coming in and then explodes from them with rainbow light rays just coming out. And it also gets anchored into the grid and it spreads through the grid. So each one of us is a quartz crystal as well, with light coming in, light from source, light from the sun, the light codes that rain on you, coming into you. And a lot of us carry, so the crystal might be a little more obscure, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the process, the work that we are moving through in our spiral journeys to remove some of it, some of the programs, there might be a lazy program, there might be a reluctant program, there might be an angry program, there might be something unprocessed, right? And this connects beautifully actually to the chakra system that Maddie was speaking to in the previous episode. So to become this clear crystal, this pillar of light, right, is our work. And in many ways, our legacy is the journey of becoming that clear crystal and the light that you shine out into the world, the full rainbow spectrum. Because to you, you might feel more connection to the green ray, which feels like healing. Or it might be the blue, which is power and will and speaking, right? So there might be different aspects, and that's entirely up to you how you want to play. And it's meant to be play. I always say God is a curious child that wants to experiment and play in this earthly plane. But the legacy at the end of on the last day of your life here, to place that crystal on the altar of your tomb where your body will rest, and it's clear, and it acts as the eternal flame holder for the planet, the way that the temples are, and the mountains and the powerful beings that are on this planet in all different forms. And yeah, so
I love that visual.
That's our work. That's our Can I become so crystal clear that light can shine through me in whichever ways. And it takes stepping aside with your will, because it will fight, and opening up to divine will, and opening up to if you're afraid of your power, to opening up to divine power and divine love that is unconditional, that doesn't other somebody based on the programs that you hold against them, or a whole tribe of people, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, it's like a polishing process, right?
It is.
Seeing it's the polishing. each experience, it's almost like the storm of life, right? Which is like the experience and the volatility, the constant change. It's like it's constantly having an effect on the face and the expression of the crystal. So it's constantly transforming its expression because of that. And yeah, and I'm also seeing like how the waters and the air, erode, but also like things add to as well, right? So it's so fascinating. Thank you for opening up that beautiful reflection and visualization.
And it's also having patience and trust that it's all unfolding just right.
100%. Thank you. That feels beautiful and complete, and I am so excited for all that is to continue to present and unfold in future episodes together. And we have more guests making appearances as well, so that's exciting. We're going to hear more from what is alive in the hive and more from each of the Golden Hive members and just other beautiful souls that have connections with the bee consciousness as well. So we look forward to that.
Thank you, Sabrina, and
Thank you, Kat.
thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for listening, and
Thank
we
you.
invite you to join our Golden Hive. We meet every week and hold a beautiful circle, sharing circle. Sometimes bee teachings come through, sometimes group activations. It's truly different every time depending on who is present. So thank you.
Intuitively inspired.
Exactly, exactly. We flow with it and we buzz like the bees. Buzz.
Yeah. This is one
Yeah.
home, one hive, baby.
One hum, one
One home,
high.
one
Yeah.
hive.
So we
Thank you,
welcome
Kat.
you. We welcome you to come and meet us and join with us. And thank you again for being here. And until next time.
Thank you.